Double to Pepe.
Archie.
How are you today?
AKA the book eating boy.
Yes.
You know what AKA means?
What?
Do you know what AKA means?
Aka? What is aka?
It stands for also known as. So when I say, hi, Archie, AKA the book eating boy, that means, hi, Archie, also known as, by the other name of, the book eating boy. Because
Something.
sometimes people are known by two names. And so we say AKA. And when you say, well, how do you say it again? Bar tu pable. That is what the book eating boy says. All right. I just lost Archie, but I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. We want to dive right into Jigsaw today because last time we ended up doing sort of a Thanksgiving special and read that story about Carlos and his first Thanksgiving.
Can I share the screen? Did you see that?
It isn't clear yet. Oh, yes, very exciting. I see. Who is standing next to you?
Maybe America woman wants to take a picture with me.
Oh, and is this the top of Jade Mountain?
Yes.
How many times have you climbed to the top of Jade Mountain?
I just go before one or two times.
Okay.
Yes.
How many hours does it take?
We to the morning and to the evening, and we sleep at the middle, and when it is maybe 1 or 2 p.m. in the night, it's very dark. We will go up, and when it's 5, we are finally up and we can see the sun.
Oh, fun. Wow, that's exciting. I love this picture. All right, here we are. Jigsaw, this is kind of an exciting part of the story today because Jigsaw has just arrived at the old Rigby place. And so he is following the directions that the thief of the necklace told Kim on the phone for what he has to do. And so we know these 3 things that he has to do. These are what we talked about right here. Okay, he was supposed to go to a tree, put $3 in a hole, and then leave. So that's what it said at the beginning of chapter 5. So here he is. Let's get rid of our star. Okay, we're going to start right here at the top. I, Jigsaw, came to the leaning oak tree. Its long branches reached out over the sidewalk. This is another example of personification. Let's see if you can see why. The branches of a tree, if you can just think for a minute about a tree, here would be the trunk of the tree. And here would be, well, actually, I shouldn't really make the tree like that because all the leaves have fallen down onto the ground. So instead, we just are going to have these long branches, okay, that have no leaves on them.
I will draw one.
You probably can draw one better than me. And then each of these branches would also have branches, little smaller branches. Okay, and those could each have branches. So that's the extent of my artwork of a tree. So it says the branches are reaching. Well, let's look at that verb reaching for a minute. R-E-A-C-H-I-N-G. Well, reaching is something that people do, right? If I'm sitting at the table and I want the salt or the pepper shaker that's on the other side of the table, well, in America, the polite thing to do would be to ask the person who's sitting closest to the salt and pepper shaker to pass it around the table to me. But if I'm not being polite, I would just reach across the table and grab it myself. So reach is something that we do when we're kind of stretching over or up to get something that is kind of far away from us. But we just reach with our hand to try to get it. So that's reaching. It's something that a person would do. And they're saying that the tree branches. Okay, so, whoops, can you uncover our screen for us? So here's an example of one of the branches, and it's saying the tree branch is reaching across the road. And so that's an example of treating a tree, which is not a person, treating it like it is a person. And when you take something that's not a person and you treat it like it is a person, that's called personification.
Personification.
Isn't that a fun word to say? I love that word. So the tree branches reached out over the sidewalk. I shoved my hands into my pockets. There was no one in sight. But I had a perfect view of the Rigby place across the street. A black cat slinked across the lawn. There was one lonely light on in the old house. Now, I want to show you a picture from the book. So let me find it here. I'm going to stop share so you can see it. All right, now.
I cannot see.
Hang on, I'm going to put it up like this. Okay, so if you can see, if you can look at this picture right here, this is a picture from the beginning of the book when Jigsaw and Mila were walking over to Kim's house and they walked by the Rigby place. So that's the picture of the Rigby place. And we talked about how the shutters, those look like kind of little doors on both sides of each. Let me see. Here are the shutters. The shutters are on either side of each window. And you can close them or you can open them. But these shutters are broken. They're kind of crooked. So what Jigsaw is noticing as he looks at the Rigby place, maybe he's at this tree right here. You can see this tall tree right here. What he notices when he looks over there is that one of the lights are on. So when he looks at all the windows of the house, only one has a light on and all the others are dark. Well, that makes him think of the word lonely. Because if you're all by yourself and there's no one else around, you could say, I'm lonely. Well, being lonely is a feeling that people have. We don't usually think of light bulbs, right? Here's my lamp. See my lamp? That's the only one that's, I don't really think of that lamp being lonely, right? It has no feelings. It has no brain. It's not a person.
Personification.
It's personification. That's right. That's another example. That's the second example on this one page. So let's go back to the book. So here where it says, yeah, personification, you're right. So there was one lonely light. So this is not an example of the light doing something. It's not a verb. That's the example of personification. It's this adjective, an adjective that is describing how something is feeling. We only use the word lonely to talk about how a person is feeling, not how a light bulb is feeling. So that's an example of personification. So only one light was on in the old house. I may have glimpsed a shadow drift behind a curtain. Now, glimpse is just a quick look, like, and it's gone, just really fast. So you're not quite sure if you saw it or not because you only got a glimpse or a glance. Now, seeing a shadow, if you see a shadow drift behind a curtain and it's really quick, then you're not going to be quite sure what you saw. You're going to be thinking, what was that? Am I seeing things? Was that a trick of the light? What really happened? You know, am I just being nervous? You're not really going to be sure. But he thinks that he might have seen a shadow behind a curtain of the house and then it disappeared. In that gloom, now gloom here is referring to kind of the fact that it's not a bright and sunny outside right now. It's dusk. It is the end of the day. The sun is going down or it just went down. It might not be super black outside yet, but it's pretty dark. And so we can say in the gloom. That's a little bit of a dark feeling outside in how it looks. Gloom is also part of the word gloomy. And when something is gloomy, it's not a happy feeling. It's kind of a dark, sad feeling. Well, but here gloom is not talking about happy and sad. It's talking about it's kind of dark outside. Even the trees seemed more menacing. Menacing means the feeling that they're going to hurt you, the feeling that they're threatening or dangerous, not friendly. So it makes him nervous. He's already feeling kind of nervous. This is not a bright sunny day. There's no one else around. It's getting dark outside. He thinks he saw a shadow in the house, right? And he's doing an assignment, right, that a thief told him to do. So he's feeling it's kind of creepy. Then it's back to the branches. So the branches don't have any leaves on them because the leaves have fallen to the ground. So we could say the leafless branches. When we take this L-E-S-S here, when we add this suffix to this word, here's the word leaf. When we add L-E-S-S to it, that means that's a suffix that means without leaves, or we don't have any. There are none. They're all gone. So no leaves on the branches. So this sentence, it's supposed to give you a feeling of what the branches look like, but I want you to listen to these words in this sentence. Their leafless branches looked like twisted arms, the twigs like crippled fingers. Are those happy words? Twisted and crippled? No, in fact, leafless is not really happy either. In fact, when I look at a lot of these words that the author is choosing on this page so far, oh my goodness, I have, let's see, slinked, lonely, old, shadow, disappear, gloom, menacing, leafless, twisted, crippled. That's a lot of words to make us feel nervous, like it's creepy. Okay, so we're like, ah.
Then Jigsaw looked at the sky and there's no moon.
That's right. So the author is trying very hard with the words he's choosing to make us feel just as nervous as Jigsaw. But we don't have to feel nervous because we know what the author's doing. He's not going to fool us. So, and here the author is describing how the branches are looking, and he's using a description. He's using a simile by saying like. He's comparing the branches to arms that are twisted, fingers that are crippled, which means they're all bent and not looking correct. I flicked up the collar of my jacket because he's a little chilly. Ow, ow. A dog howled, of course. I looked into the night sky. There was no moon, of course, just the pale yellow of distant stars. Okay, so it is black. right? There's no moon. Of course, a dog is howling. It's cold. It's creepy, right? He's like, and he's only in second grade, right? So, well, it was time to finish the job. I soon found a small hollow in the tree. This would be a hole in the tree trunk. The kind of hole where a chipmunk or snake might hide. On a hunch, like just an idea, I reached in my hand and there it was, the necklace. He's found the necklace. You think this is case over?
Nope, because they didn't found the bad guy.
Yeah, they haven't figured out who did it, right? So here we can see actually what's going on here. We can zoom in on the house and you can see here's the light on in the window. I do not see a shadow, but he only glimpsed a shadow.
I saw a shadow, the black one.
Ah,
Why?
this one right here?
Yeah.
Maybe so. So here is Jigsaw looking a little bit freaked out, I think. Here's the cat slinking around. Here's the tree branches, right, that are looking twisted and crippled and no, almost no leaves. And you see a lot of leaves on the ground. There's the hole or the hollow in the tree, and inside it, dun, 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 is the necklace. I pulled the $3 from my pocket. I hesitated. That means he stops to wait a minute and think about this. The money still in my hand. It made no sense. Why should I pay the robbers, the thieves, when I already had the necklace? That's a good question. And why was the necklace here? That's another good question. I didn't have time to answer my own questions. Maybe I heard a noise. Maybe it was a faint whisper or the scraping of a shoe on cement. Maybe a flashlight flickered. So do you see how he keeps saying maybe? He's trying to come up with a reason in his mind for why he's hearing a noise that's not supposed to be there, right? And so he's like, well, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. Maybe a flashlight flickered, then died. For whatever reason, I looked toward the Rigby place. What I saw made my heart stop. What does that mean? Do you think this is literal or figurative? Do you think his heart really stopped? What would happen if your heart really stopped, literally stopped? Do you know what your heart does in your body? What's the job of your heart in the body? Do you know?
The scarecrow is alive.
Yes, we are going to see that in just a moment. But I have a question first. Do you know what the heart does in your body?
It will give your body the blood, and it will give your brain the blood. If your brain didn't have blood, you will die. That's
right. So the heart has an important job of getting your blood to move all around your body, especially to your brain. And if it doesn't do that, then you are right, you would die. So can you say here that his heart literally stopped? No, because then he would have died, right? So this is figurative. This means it's not really what it sounds like. So what do you think it means? Why do you think we say that in English? You know, what I saw made my heart stop. What do you think that means?
It is very scary.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
The scarecrow is alive.
The scarecrow on Mrs. Rigby's lawn was staring straight at me. It was, dun, 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 alive. I pressed myself against the tree. That means he just goes back as close to the tree as he can, tries to become part of the tree. if I breathed, it was by accident. What in the world does this mean? We have to breathe. He says, if I breathed, it was by accident, which means not on purpose. What does that mean?
I don't know.
It means
Maybe I'll die.
he was trying to hold his breath. He was trying to not make any noise at all. So he was just like, he was trying not to. The scarecrow moved stiffly as if waking from a long sleep, right? Stiffly. First one step, then another, like a mummy or a living zombie. Oh no. What do you think Jigsaw is going to do? Let's turn the page and find out. Here you can see, here comes the scarecrow walking toward him. Here he is pressed against the tree, holding onto the necklace. He looks a little bit nervous, I think. Coming toward me. I squeezed my eyes tight, trying to shut away the fear. But when I opened them, the creature was coming closer. Creature is a word we can use to refer to any living thing. Ever closer. I clutched Kim's necklace in my hand and ran. He ran away. I think poor Jigsaw was really, really freaked out. So we're going to stop here for today. Okay. And let me hit stop share. Okay. So what do you think is going to happen? I mean, he ran away before he found out what was going on.
I think Mila and him will go to Ruby's house and go to find the scarecrow and kill him.
Oh, wait a minute. So you think in this book, there's going to be murder and killing and death? This book written for kids, you think we're going to find blood dripping out of it of a scarecrow that got murdered by 2 second-grade detectives? Is that your prediction?
No.
All right, try again.
I think Mila and Jigsaw will go to find the scarecrow and take him to the police station and put the scarecrow into the jail, and the police will kill the scarecrow.
That ends up with death again. That just ends up with the police killing the scarecrow. Really? That's your prediction for this book for kids?
I think the dog will poo on the scarecrow's head, and the scarecrow and the scarecrow will kill the dog.
Things are starting to move into bathroom talk here, I think. And they're still killing. That's your third prediction, and they're still killing in it. How about one more? We usually say third time is the charm, but for you, I'll give you a 4th time.
I think Mila and Jigsaw and Kim will go to find the scarecrow. And we'll talk with the scarecrow.
Yes.
The Mila, Kim, and Jigsaw will take a scarecrow to the police officer and take him to jail. And the police officer would nothing.
All right, so you're pretty sure. So you're pretty sure this is going to involve the police and jail and probably death.
No death.
Okay, so just the police and jail.
Yes.
You can't come up with any other possible solutions to this problem.
Oh.
Well, you think about it, and when we meet tomorrow, you see if you can have come up with one other idea. All right, we're going to sign off. Say so long.
Wait.
Wait, what? All right, we're going to say so
So
long.
long, Jigsaw Jones.
So long. Bye, Archie.